Hi everyone, it's Tahera and I'm going to show you how to make some chocolate Rice Krispie cakes today. And it's quick and easy, very simple, takes about half an hour to make at most. You will need an adult to help you. So first we're going to start off by pouring some Rice Krispies into a bowl, about 150 grams of Rice Krispies that you can put in. I'm also going to use a Cadbury's chocolate egg that I had left over from Easter, which I'm going to melt with some butter. If you have some normal chocolate lying around, cooking chocolate, Tesco chocolate, whatever you have, feel free to melt that in a bowl on top of some boiling water, which is in a saucepan, okay? The water shouldn't touch the bottom of the bowl. You only need a little bit just for it to create that heat so the chocolate can melt. Then you're going to add about a tablespoon and a half of butter into it, and you are also going to melt this and mix this into the chocolate. Now you don't need to add that much. Unfortunately, when I got my tablespoon, it was a bit bigger than I thought it would be, so feel free to use a flat tablespoon, that is also fine. But yeah, please do use gloves when you do this part so you don't burn your hands from the steam. Once it's that consistency, as you can see in the bowl, nice and runny, you can swirl it around. It's still quite thick, it's not watery, it's still a bit thick. So once you've got that, you can just pour it into the bowl, get all of it. Let's not waste any of that chocolate because it's very nice. Once you've done all of that, you are going to use a spoon to mix it all in. Coat it nice and evenly. There is no rush in doing this. You might notice that you might have a little less or a little more of the chocolate, and that's absolutely fine. You'll see my chocolate Rice Krispies don't end up quite dark, and that's because later on I'll be adding more chocolate anyway, so I didn't want to add too much chocolate in the mixture here, because I'd be adding chocolate later on top to decorate, which you will see. So as you can see, I'm just going to keep mixing until all of it is evenly coated and that there's no uncovered Rice Krispies. We'll keep going, keep mixing until it's all done. Next step we're going to do is pour it into a flat baking tray, like this one. So I took this one out. I feel like it's a perfect shape to make all of these. And what I'm going to do is spoon all of that chocolate Rice Krispie mixture into the tray, all of it. And then what I'm going to do is use the spoon to even it all out and press it down. Now the reason we're doing this is so that it is all packed together nice and tightly, and so it doesn't crumble and fall apart when we do end up cutting them into little pieces later on. And as you can see, I'm using the back of my spoon. I first leveled it out by going from side to side, and then now I'm using the back of the spoon to push it down nice and tight. You'll hear some crunching, and that's good. Crunching is a good sound. It means it's all packing together. What you don't want to do is end up crushing it though. Yeah, so just a bit of crushing just until it gets nice and flat. You'll see how it looks here. Make sure you put down on the edges as well, as you'll see, because what you don't want is like loose ones hanging on the edge. What you want them to do is all be nice and neat in the tray. That is the base for your Rice Krispie cake done. I mean, you're more than welcome to freeze it as it is here and leave it in the fridge for 15 minutes, and then once they're out you can cut them up. You can go here. From here on, it is simply decoration and extra, details and more chocolate if you would like, which is what I'm going to do. And to do that, I'm going to be melting some chocolate, crushing some mini eggs, as you'll see. See how beautifully smooth that is? I love it. Alright, on to the next part. So, what I'm going to do is crush some of these mini eggs. So I've got about 6 or 7 here, and what I'd like to do is crush them. Now you can put them in a cup and you can crush them with a rolling pin, and nice and chunky, so you don't want to crush it too much into a powder. So as you can see, they're nice and crumbly here, and they're quite big chunks. Now you can do it like this, or what you can do is put some melted chocolate and then put this on top. My brother likes a bit of extra, you know, mini egg kind of flavour, so I thought, okay, I'll put some on here as a layer, very light, only a few, and then I'm going to drizzle some white chocolate glaze on top of it so that it sticks. And I'm going to melt that chocolate in the same way that I did earlier with the chocolate egg. On top of the bowl, I am going to put my chocolate chips into the same bowl, and I'm going to melt them with a teaspoon of butter, not too much, maybe a teaspoon and a half. Once all of that has melted, what I'm going to do is spoon it all over the top. Now you don't want to just pour it in one place. What I'm doing with the spoon is trying to spread it all out, because obviously the Rice Krispies aren't filling all the gaps. So what you don't want is to pour it and then all your white chocolate gets stuck in one place. So I'm using a spoon here to even it out as much as I can, just spread it around, and then the rest of it I will just pour in, but the most of it I am trying to spread around everywhere. In any way, it doesn't have to be neat at all, because eventually what you're going to do is use the back of the spoon to try and even it all out. There we go. And then you'll see it, I will just pour in whatever is left at the bottom. Try and get in those edges as well, because you don't want those Rice Krispies to stay loose and running around. So I've covered most of it now. What I'm going to do is just off screen, I'm just going to toss it and turn it a little bit just to get it all the edges. As you can see, it's all covered now. And I'm also adding a few more eggs, which I'm breaking up very rough, like because I'm trying to keep the shape of the egg on the outside, like the shell. So I'm doing that here, and I'm just going to add them roughly on the top, just because I had the few left and I thought, why not? I am eating a couple on the way too, like, let's be honest here. Now once that's done, you're going to leave that in the fridge for about 15-20 minutes. Once that's done, you've got these beautiful Rice Krispie cakes that you can cut out in any shape you like. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and let us know in the comments what else you'd like to see. I will add the recipe to this at the end of the video, and I'll also put a link in the description for you to download it if you'd like to do that too. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!